What's up, everybody, and welcome to Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. I am Eric. On the bar for today, Highland Park Cask Strength Batch 1. As always here on the channel, I'll give you a nose taste finish review of this single malt, tell you a bit about the value, give you my final thoughts, final score, leave you with a malt musing. But first, a bit about Highland Park and this cask strength bottling. So, Highland Park, located in the Orkney Islands, so regionally it's technically an island whiskey, some may call it a Highland whiskey, way off the north coast of Scotland. And they have been around for a really long time, making a ton of different single malt scotches. Some of them are almost too numerous to count. They put out so many releases in the last couple of years, especially after they went to their more Viking themed labeling. As far as this cask strength goes, this is what the bottle looks like. This is 63.3% ABV. So it's definitely packing a punch. And this is now in addition to their core range. According to Gordon Motion, the master whiskey distiller over at Highland Park, they're going to be releasing different batches of this, which will each have a little bit of different flavor. So more to come on these. But as far as this first one goes, it's coming in packaging like this. Just called cask strength, no Viking anything, but it does have some of that embossed design on it. So a lot of talk about the whiskey itself on here. This one is straight from the cask. So there has been no water added to this whatsoever. This is as pure of a Highland Park straight out of the barrel as you're ever going to find. And it is matured in sherry seasoned American oak casks predominantly. And this is non-chill filtered. A lot of Highland Parks are natural color, but usually chill filtered. This one, while it doesn't mention anything about natural color, although we can probably assume that it is, given the fact that it is straight from the barrel, this actually does say that it is non-chill filtered. It says to reveal this whiskey in its purest form with a distinctive natural haze. So little out of character for Highland Park, but kudos to them for the craft presentation. Interesting anecdote about this in the release video that they put out about this. Gordon Motion talks about how this is non-chill filtered because they wanted to preserve as much of the flavor as possible. So what does that mean? That means, in a way, that he's giving admission to the fact that chill filtration does remove some flavor from Scotch. So take that for what it's worth. But let's get this in the glass. Okay. All right. That box here for you guys. Okay, let's go in on the nose. Sweet, intense, spicy. There's a lot of fruit in this. Very kind of typical of a Highland Park profile. You're getting some dried fruit, some honey. Now, normally with Highland Park, there is a little bit of peat smoke that you pick up. It's a heather type of peat, so it's a little bit sweeter. Not getting much of that on the nose. This is mostly just dense fruit notes. There's a bit of citrus, a bit of vanilla, maybe even some toffee. All in all, really nice, not super complex. In many ways, reminds me a bit of the 12, but just doesn't have that kind of matchstick heather smoke going on. All right, let's give it a taste. Cilantro. Big, heavy arrival. As you can expect, it comes in really sweet and fruity, but then you get a heavy spice hit. Cinnamon, nutmeg, very drying. Get a juicy fruit gum thing as it develops. Edginess, bit of ethanol from that alcohol burn. This is really intense, as you'd expect from 63.3% ABV. Wow. Bit of citrus there on the end too, as it goes into kind of a medium finish, dry toffee, maybe even a little bit of like malted milk ball. Okay. Ooh, that is intense. So we're going to put about a teaspoon or so of water on this because my sense is whiskey of this ABV, water is pretty much mandatory to get as much out of it as you can. All right. Okay. So again, you're getting those kind of honey, toffee notes, apple cider, cinnamon, even a little bit of tropical fruit. There's a little bit of a mustiness to it. All in all, not super different here with the addition of water. It has tamed a bit of that alcohol down as expected though. So it's a bit easier to nose. Ooh, there's some lime. Okay. All right, let's give it another taste. Sweet, fruity. Again, it arrives really sweet, but then that spice hit comes in, peppery almost, citrus, almost like chili pepper, vanilla. Ooh, still really intense, even with about a teaspoon of water on it. Not really picking up anything unique or unexpected here. This is just a really heavily punchy Highland Park. Okay, so value-wise, this just came out on the market here in 2018, or pardon me, 2020. I believe in October, maybe showed up in September in a few places. If you find this, you're gonna see it anywhere from around $85 to $95, maybe even closing in on 100. You know, so value-wise, it's kind of in the middle. You know, as excited as you might be about a Highland Park at Cask strength, you know, I'm not getting a ton of surprises on this one. So we'll put it right around that moderate value. Okay, final thoughts here. Kudos to Highland Park, first of all, for putting out a Cask strength release. This is something that I think a lot of fans of their spirits have been waiting for. But I will say here on this first release batch of their Cask strength, it's really not bringing anything new to the table other than a heavier punch. In a lot of ways, like I said, it reminds me of the Highland Park 12, which I actually would probably pick up over this, given the opportunity to buy one or the other, simply because the cost is much cheaper. And I think you get a lot of the same flavor profile, but you get a bit more of that sweet heather peat smoke, which is such a signature piece of Highland Park that even with water on this, I'm not quite picking up. Great that it was at 63% in non-chill filtered, but man, it would be fantastic if there was an age statement on this. It's hard to guess, you know, with some of the dried fruit notes in here, you know, this is maybe around that 8-year range, really hard to tell. But all in all, it's kind of right in the middle. It's not going to wow you, but it is a cool release, and I'm excited to see what comes from this as they go forward, as there will be more batches coming out, as their master distiller has said. So my final score on the Highland Park Cask strength release number 1 is going to be a 3.25 out of 5, which means I do recommend you go out and try this one. And if it's what you like, and it's what you want from a Highland Park whiskey, go pick yourself up a bottle if you find it at a good price. All right, y'all. So with that, I'm going to finish up the rest of this dram and kick you over to your malt musing, and we will catch you next Friday here in Malt Muser Whiskey Reviews. Cilantro, y'all.